Hello and welcome to Fiona's Creative Canvas. I'm Fiona and today I'm going to be doing some flowers. I did a painting not so long ago that was very abstract using this brush, only this brush, and I got a lot of comments that it looked like hydrangeas. So that's what's inspired this video. I am going to attempt to do an abstract piece, but I want some kind of obvious hydrangeas in it. So I've got this colour palette here. I've got some blues, a dash of ultramarine purple, some olive green deep, lots of white. We've got some titanium buff light and some warm grey. I've grabbed out some brushes for some finer detail. I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about using those yet. And I've grabbed out some glazing medium, which I've never used before. So we might add a bit of a blue hue into the background. So I'm going to start by spraying my canvas down. Because I want to get a nice blend in the background. Let's start by getting some white down. And I think I will put a little bit of the titanium buff light and some warm grey into the background. And we're also probably going to put a little bit of the green, but I'm going to hold off on that. And maybe a little bit of the purple. Now this is a 24 by 20 inch canvas. So just working in a crisscross fashion. I'm just trying to work out now about my other colours. Okay, so what I think I would like to do is have a flower here and a flower here and some negative space up here. I might add a little bit of colour in there then. So I've got my palette here and I'm going to mix a bit of the purple into some white. Just so that it's, oh, that's pretty. It's nice. I like that. Has to be subtle though. Maybe. Just giving myself an idea of where this flower is going to go. A couple of big blue, big blooms, I think. I want to add in some greens. So I think I'm going to swap brushes and I'm going to mix up some colour, some very light green. I feel like I need more of that titanium buff light. Get some of the brown in. It's not actually brown, it's warm grey. I'm running out of white already. Okay. Would like to get a bit of that purpley blue. Maybe I should have done that glazing beforehand. So I haven't done glazing before. I'm not sure about it. I feel like this might need to be dry first. Actually, I don't think I am going to do it. Just putting in some dark, sort of greyish blue. Just trying to get an idea of where the flower's going. Blocking it out, I guess. Interesting. The colours are interesting. Do I want to dry that? I don't know. I want to start getting lighter and getting more deliberate with my petals. Do I want any deliberate leaves? Thinking. I've got big blooms there. Do I want a leaf? Maybe here. I think I want a bit of yellow in my leaf. Let's just try this before we get too deep in. And I'm going to use this brush. Something like that. That doesn't look too bad. Surprised myself. That was a little tricky. Move the whole thing. Let's try this brush. This is getting worse and worse. Okay, soft on the end. It's going to get covered partially by flour. So these are just sort of going underneath. Like that. Okay, that's going to be it for the leaves. I wish that was a bit rougher, so I might take some paint off it. There, we've got that really non-defined edge, which I prefer. I want to go with sort of these light blues and that sort of colour that may have a hint of purple in it. And I have got a brush here somewhere that I thought might be ideal for creating the petals. I don't know if it's a little big, but we're going to try it. Do I want to add the detail to my leaves now? I'm just going to add a little bit of I've got a smaller brush. I'll use this one. Wet it. Not sure about those. Not great, but I'm hoping I'm going to cover them mostly with the flowers and then they won't be as noticeable. Let's start doing some flowers. I'm going to mix these two colours together. Maybe a tiny bit of the purple. Not bad, but I think my colour's too dark. Nice. A little bit of a twist. Okay, so I changed my attack and I've blended that out a lot. Now it's looking more abstract and I'm coming over the top and just lightly doing the petals because I don't want it to look too real, although it didn't look real. So I'm just trying to get in some, expanding this out a bit, get some of those purples in as well. Now I need a lighter one over there. Cool. I didn't know that technique was going to work. I like that dark spot there. And I actually like, yeah, that's cool. Just bringing in a few curves. Just getting a bit of that depth back. I'm just fixing up the background here. Alright, probably got them closer together than I initially anticipated. Could take them out a little bit. I'm just extending it out and just putting some sort of outside. All right. It's like a distant one, is what I'm trying to create here. So no detail, just like a blurriness of something in the background. All right, I think I've just added enough. I made 3 extra, sort of not as detailed as here, but just sort of background. I've also done a few brush strokes on the leaf, added a couple of extra leaves, just sort of like a hint of them, not really leaves. But yeah, like I said, it's an abstract, but I wanted to do some hydrangeas. I could bring a little bit of the warm grey maybe. Oh, yeah, that's too much. Oh no! How do I get that off? I think the best way is paper towel and water. come back over it with some white, and oh, still got the blues in there. White, where's my white? So I was trying to get some of the warm grey up into the corners. I think that's better. Okay, so I've been looking at this for a little bit, and one thing that's bothering me is this kind of straight line here of the separation of colours, and I'd like it a little darker down the bottom. So I'm going to try out this glazing medium. I've done some testing to see how it looks by using some of the colours already in. So it's just sort of like a wash over the top. You can also maybe see on my colour palette that there's a little bit of gloss in this medium. So I tried it with just Floral and it's a lot more matte. So what I've done is mixed Floral and glazing medium to make my glazing medium. And I've got a few different brushes here to try as well. So I want to add more green here, and then maybe a bit of blue. And I want to use transparent colours. So I've picked the sap green here, which is a transparent. I've got the manganese phthalo blue, both transparent as well. But we're going to start with the green, and I don't want much paint at all because I just want it to be like a thin film over the top. I haven't tried this brush with it. I used this brush when I was doing my testing. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the medium on here. And I'm going to add a tiny bit of the, I don't know if you can see that, tiny bit of the paint, and I'm going to mix that in. And let's try this out. I'm going to try this brush to see how it goes. Yeah, I kind of like this brush. I like that because it still sort of gives a little bit of that texture, but it brings that green in the top there. Let's try a little bit of the blue now. I think that's probably enough green. I think I've added a bit of green in there. So we're getting a little bit of blue in. Alright, I'm going to make this last one a bit more blue. All right. The only other thing I would think to do now would be to add tiny bits of white, but like not blended. Let's try just adding a few little highlights. Probably not that one. I'll bring you in for the dry result. Okay, here is the final result. And I'm going to bring you in to have a look at some of these brush strokes. These background strokes. And up here, they're quite rough. I just like the texture that brings. It's not like a texture you can touch, but it's a texture you can see. And then the flowers, close up there, you can see the individual strokes. And then you've got the background blurry flower. You can see the little bits of purple in there. It's quite nice. But when you get back further, you know, it all comes together. Now, there was a few times watching back some of the footage that I thought, oh, that looks good, I should have left it there. That'll be the case probably a lot of the time while I'm learning, but eventually I will hopefully get to know when you have to stand back every now and again and have a look, I think. This is where, when I start painting on the easel, I think it's going to get easier. It's a possibility I might bring a bit of light colour back down here as well. Just not quite sure about how dark it is down there now, so I may actually bring some of this colour up here back down here. But that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you like to see more flowers? You know, more of this sort of paintbrush style of painting? Do you want to see more acrylic pours? Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments below, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye.